What's going on, everybody? Jason back with another Dokkan battle video for you guys. Today we're going to be talking about global. We have a brand new producer's letter for February. So number one, before we even see anything going on, this is very zoomed in on the global. This is global's official Twitter, by the way. These images are very zoomed in, and I do not know why they came out the way it did, but it's just hilarious just because of how very poorly ran at times the global edition of Dokkan's social media accounts is, compared to the Japanese side. It's tough because, they are international, they are JP based. This game came from Japan, as we know, of course, but it's just funny, and then it's just tough to see at the same time. But thankfully, two top Dokkan content creator, The Truth DT, of course, we have the full images of all three parts of this month's producer's letter. So let us talk about it. Hello, this is the operation team of the international version of Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. In this producer's letter, we will be sharing info about the upcoming new character and the characters who can be newly Extreme Z Awakened. So first, they confirm a brand new Carnival feature character arrives in the Rising Dragon Carnival. New Super Saiyan Goku, who can be Dokkan Awakened into an LR, is available in summon events with Carnival in their names and will be featured in the Rising Dragon Carnival that starts from February 15th PST. That should be February 16th Eastern Standard Time. So the first thing we have confirmed here is that we are getting the STR LR Super Saiyan Goku Carnival unit that JP received a couple days before Christmas, before 2022 ended. So this Goku right here is this unit, of course. This is the plan to eradicate the Saiyans, the Hero Extermination Plan unit, basically, where all 4 or 5 of these characters, Goku, Gohan, Piccolo, Vegeta, and Trunks, all attack Hachiyak. So this is the unit. They lead the Battle Wits category. This unit is pretty interesting. So they are a 200% lead, of course, as they are, of course, Ki plus 3, HP attack and defense, getting buffed by 200%. As a Carnival unit, as we know, they raise their attack and defense for 1 turn 50%, well 30% for 1 turn, of course, and then they also greatly lower the enemy's defense as well as do colossal damage. On the 18 key Ultra Super attack, they once again raise their attack and defense by 30% for 1 turn. They cause mega colossal damage, and they also give support attack support to super class allies attacked by 50% for 1 turn. That's pretty nice. I won't be too long because this is not the #1 news about today's video. So you guys can see what this Goku is capable of. He gets Ki and then attack and defense at base from his passive, of course, very nice. He's a support for superclass allies, like once again giving defense and Ki. They have damage reduction by 30%, which is always pretty good. They are able to build up their attack and defense with each attack they receive 15%, so it's going to take up to 5 hits for them to get a full buff of 75% attack and defense. So get hit 5 times and that's what they fully receive in their passive. They also get Ki plus 2 once this unit receives 5 attacks in the battle permanently. And then lastly, one of the biggest notes here is they get the Scouter effect. So once they receive 10 attacks in battle, the very next turn when they appear, they get a Scouter effect. They can see enemy super attacks for the rest of the battle. And then they get once more, the last part of the passive. They get additional attack plus 50%, and they launch an additional guaranteed super once they activate their active skill or Ki is 24. So they also have a active skill as well, which is the super attack of all 5 of these characters, all launching their attacks. They raise their attack by 100% on the active skill, ultimate damage, and then they guarantee crits for the rest of the turn. And they also give all allies Ki plus 5 for 1 turn, which is pretty nice for any units that struggle for Ki alongside this character. And then the the activation for the active skill. The condition is you have to receive 10 or more attacks during battle starting from the 5th turn from the start of battle. So you have to make sure that you are past turn 5, at least turn 5, and then you have to have received 10 or more attacks. So it can be a bit, it's asking a bit, for this unit to, of course, get their active skill. It's not crazy, it's not the craziest active skill in the world, but you do have to make sure that they are able to get hit and be okay that they won't die, of course. So that's nice to have, that they get damage reduction, and then as well as the fact they do get multiple super attacks. They can do at least at least 2 or more super attacks in the battle, as long as their key is 24 or they pop their active skill. So most of the time it's going to be, you're going to need to have key 24. Here is their link set, pretty nice. This character is Super Saiyan Goku, so they have a very nice link set. Pretty nice, if as opposed to if it was a joint forces unit that had all these characters in the name of the unit. So categories would have been underwhelmed as well. Pure Saiyans, Goku's family, Super Saiyans, Kamehameha, Battle of Wits, Connected Hope, Turtle School, Bond of Friendship, Accelerated Battle, Bond of Parent and Child, and Warriors Raised on Earth, which has not been added to Global just yet. We are still waiting for the Dokkan Festival Yamcha to arrive on Global. So this is the unit that's going to be coming out, and in later this week will be when this unit arrives to Global. And this is the banner for this unit. It is once again a Divine Dragon Carnival banner. This was what it was for Christmas, of course, because it came out 5 days before Christmas, back in December. So this is what it was. As you can see, there is last year's unit that came out right around this time last year, the LR Future Gohan and Trunks. They had a Divine Dragon Carnival, but of course there's one difference. We did not have Carnival coins. The Carnival, they really didn't do the Carnival system until, of course, the Worldwide Celebration this past late summer. And now we have, of course, one of the very first banners since the Worldwide Celebration where you guys can pull legendary Carnival coins as well. Of course, we had the Zamasu banner that came out in December for us on Global, and then now this is another banner for us to get Carnival coins. And then once more, they also mentioned something about Carnival coins. I'll get to that. I'll be playing it simple. I'm not going to make a video about this unit and the banner anymore because it's not that big of a deal until I eventually pull them one day. Do not summon on this banner. Not because the anniversary is right around the corner for Global, but there's a lot of time still left for the anniversary. But if you're not going to be summoning on Dokkan Festival banners, you should not be summoning on legendary summon Carnival banners either, because of the very fact that you don't know what you're going to pull. This is double rates, of course, but at the same time, it's a gigantic risk that you may end up walking away very disappointed. So please do not summon on this. We will see what happens next month with Saiyan Day, because we have to mention that as well. But let's continue right on with the video. I want to make this too long. So next up, the next part of this is about basically overviewing this unit. I already did that pretty much for the first section, the first 2 sections of this section of the producer letter. They're just talking about how they have a very good passive skill. Damage reduction is nice, like I said. They can foresee enemy super attack once they receive 10 or more hits, so that's also pretty nice as well. They can perform crits in the turn in which they activate their active skill, guaranteed, so that's also very nice again. And then with this, for being a Rising Dragon Carnival, a Divine Dragon Carnival, same thing either way. This banner is again once more double rates for SSRs, and then you guys could actually pull Elder Kais from every multi-summon that you do on this. So that's up to you if you guys want to summon on it or not. I won't, so don't expect a video from me on them summoning it, but you know. And then lastly, they also mention here the function that allows you to exchange characters for Carnival coins at the barber shop is scheduled to be implemented in the version update planned for February 21st. That could be February 21st, February 22nd for me at, in the Eastern time zone, so we'll see. So the banner will be live already before. It will be live at nearly 1 week before the version update happens that allows you guys to exchange for Carnival coins. So you don't even want to do that yet, because you might forget that if you summon and if you pull rainbow units, you can't even exchange them for Carnival coins yet. I'm sure once that the update is fully implemented in the game, if you pulled on the banner before the update happened where you can exchange characters for the Carnival coins, they'll still let you. So, but nonetheless, in my opinion, do not summon on this at all. It is not worth it to me. Now, here is the final section of the producer's letter, and I think I should zoom in here because this is very important to us. I'm going to go down. Those characters can finally be Extreme Z Awakened. Awakened, True Power, Super Saiyan Gohan, Youth, and the True Value of Perfect Form, Cell Perfect Form, who appeared in the Worldwide Celebration Fierce Confrontation campaign, held to celebrate the 300 million downloads worldwide, can be Extreme Z Awakened at last. LR, AGL Gohan, and LR Int Perfect Cell. These 2 units came out in 2019, in August of 2019, for the 300 million download celebration, and they have finally received their EZAs on global. Last month, they received their EZAs in a very controversial fashion on JP, as it was in the final weeks leading up to the 8th anniversary, as well as in the time that the Dragon Ball Superhero celebration was still going on. And global did not get any mention of this at all, so this created a lot of controversy in the community. I didn't make a video on it at all, because what was the point if there was no point that, you know, eventually we were going to get them down the line. I wasn't as frustrated as other people. I understand it, because these are 2 units that are extremely fantastic. I have Gohan Rainbowed on the JP version, so I've been able to enjoy him thoroughly. I have Cell Rainbowed on global, so I haven't even been able to enjoy that, because Cell hasn't been that great. You know, and you know, he's been very outdated ever since he came out, of course. But finally, these 2 are getting their EZAs. Their abilities will be revealed in the game at a later date. Plus, their Extreme Z battles are scheduled to open February 22nd. Both characters will power up greatly, so please stay tuned. Also, the Extreme Z battle featuring the Legend Reborn Super Saiyan God Goku into God Goku. His EZA, chosen in the Dokkan voting campaign held in November, is currently ongoing, as we all know. So please enjoy this event. And then lastly, to the last part of this producer's letter is, that's all for this producer's letter. And a Dokkan Now broadcast is coming in March. Please look forward to it. No surprise, there will be a Dokkan Now broadcast, and it will more than likely show off this year's Saiyan Day unit, which will arrive March 18th. 318 in Japan is basically it's similar to saying Saiyan, Saiyajin in Japanese, so expect that in a month from now. And the days coming leading into the Saiyan Day celebration, of course. So this is the biggest news of the global producer's letter for this month. Gohan and Cell are getting their EZAs, and we don't have to worry about their abilities being revealed at a later date, because we have them here, because we've had them since JP. So yeah, January 12th, 2023. So very early into the new year, into January, was when we got these EZAs, and man, did it cause an uproar because of how good these 2 got from the EZA. So we're gonna start off talking with Gohan first. I'm gonna go a little bit back and forth really about his EZA, and the same goes for Cell, but Gohan is the main topic of this because he had the most impressive transformation through his EZA, and we have to talk about it. So Gohan now leads Kamehameha at all stats 180%, so Ki +3, and then or Super AGL type, they get a buff from 120% to 130% on all stats. Gohan already did, of course, stack his attack and his defense infinitely on both super attacks. Still a 30% increase permanently, at least, because it's a infinite stack. So Gohan still has that going for him, but he now also lowers the enemy's attack on his supers, and that's pretty good for difficult content when you can lower the enemy's attack, including the ongoing Shadow Dragons event going on JP. Not all enemies can have their attack lowered in all phases, but you know, when you can use it, it's very helpful, of course. Now, initially Gohan was attack and defense 120. He got extra Ki +1 and an extra attack and defense +10% for 5 turns, up to 5. So he got up to 5 Ki and up to 70% attack and defense in his passive. Now Gohan gets attack and defense to 150, so a 50% increase, and then he gets Ki +2 and additional attack and defense +20% at the start of each turn. So it'll take him 4 turns to get a maximum of Ki +8 and an additional attack and defense +80%, which is very nice. Gohan now guards all attacks, and he has a 50% chance of launching additional supers when his HP is 58% or more. Pay attention to this part of the passive right here, because a lot of the time it has gotten me killed in some red zone events and even the Shadow Dragon event going on JP. You have to make sure Gohan is above. You have to make sure your team is above 58% HP, because if you're not sure you're around that range, if you're not sure you're above that threshold, you might get this Gohan killed despite his impressive defensive numbers, especially if you haven't stacked him much. So very mindful of that. And then the last part of this passive for Gohan here, pre-transformation, he has a 50% chance of performing a crit when there is an androids category enemy. Pretty useful in the Ultimate Red Zone for the Red Ribbon Army Edition when you face off against the Gammas, Cell, Androids 19 to 20, Androids 17, 16, 17, and 18, and even Cell Max. So very useful in the original Cell Max event as well as Cell Max in Red Zone, of course. Gohan also, of course, has his active skill. It is unchanged, as we all know. Here are some of the newer categories Gohan received in the time since he's been released, of course. Warriors Raised on Earth, Bond of Parent and Child, Power Beyond Super Saiyan. So he fits on the Tech Gods 200% team, of course. Be very mindful of that. Where I probably use him the most ever since he's EZA. Unfortunately, Gohan's EZA has not been his active skill has not been updated through his EZA. Unfortunately, because they do not have the means, as I've been told in the time around the JP EZAs releasing, they don't have the means in their database and for Dokkan to actually go in the system and change the active skill, except through if they do a version update that allows them to change the value of active skills. So Gohan's active skill is unchanged as opposed to Cell, because Cell does not have an active skill to get his transformation. We'll talk about that in a moment. But as you can see, Gohan's active skill is unchanged. It's not so bad as it used to be back in 2019, because we have a number of Android units that you can use that will be very helpful. Not Android 16, because they still made a horrible decision at that time, and it's still a very horrible decision. Gamma 2, Gamma 1, as well as Android 8. I'll show them all off right now in a moment. Here we have Gamma 2, this AGL Hachan Android 8 that just came out on the global side for the physical Kid Goku banner, as well as Gamma 1. These are probably the 3 best units you want to bring on a team with this Gohan, and it's very possible because if you have the Tech Gods, you can take any of those 3 and put them on the Tech Gods team, because they are all movie heroes units. So very viable. You can bring them on the team and you can make it work where you're able to pull off Gohan's transformation. And if you pull off Gohan's transformation, you are getting one of the most powerful units in the game. So Gohan, with his transformation and his EZA now, he changes Tech Key Spirits to AGL Key Spirits. For 4 turns from first appearance, he was never capable of doing that. He gets attack and defense 158%. One big problem with the Gohan before the EZA was that he never got attack and defense at all on his passive, except if you acquired Key Spears. So huge change right there. Gohan now gets attack plus 20%. That was unchanged. He also now gets defense plus 10%, a 2% increase per Key Spear obtained. Then he gets an additional Key plus 1 per Key Spear gain obtained, of course, per usual. He randomly changes Key Spears of a certain type, AGL and Tech excluded, to Rainbow Key Spears, so that goes for the other 3 types in the game when he's only facing 1 enemy. That was in his passive, but they do not change Tech and AGL Key Spears, which is very good, pretty helpful. He launches an additional super attack when he faces multiple enemies, so very good for Super Battle Road and Extreme Super Battle Road. He has a 50% chance of launching an additional super attack and a 50% chance of launching a critical hit when HP is 58% or below, which he never had initially. And then the last batch is very nice right here. He gets an additional attack plus 59%, and he launches an additional super attack if HP is 59% or more when launching an ultra super attack, and your team has a Super Saiyan Goku attacking in the same turn. What unit is about to come out on global if you manage to pull him? This brand new Carnival Goku, who is pretty nice alongside this Gohan. There are a lot of Super Saiyan Goku options. Namek Goku, this Goku right here coming out on global very soon. We have, of course, the Tech Carnival Goku, the very first Carnival Goku that we got, the Tech Super Saiyan Goku from the first Cooler movie. We have any unit that features Super Saiyan Goku attacking in the same turn is viable. So make sure that they don't mention that it has to be a unit including the name Super Saiyan Goku. It has to be a single standalone Super Saiyan Goku. So I don't believe any Goku units that have like Vegeta in it and it has the name Super Saiyan Goku won't apply, but make sure you have a Super Saiyan Goku, of course, because there are a number of them that you can run, very viable top tier ones, and it's all depending on preference and what specific team you're using, because you're not always going to be using Kamehameha all the time. You could be using Super Saiyans, you could be using Goku's family, you could be using Battle of Fate, you could be using Bond of Parent and Child, Warriors Raised on Earth. Almost all Gokus are on that, but you get the point. As I'm saying, not every Goku is on Entrusted Will or on Exploding Rage or Miraculous Awakening. That is the category Tech Bird Coup has. And all in all, this Gohan is a very top tier LR once again, with if you include EZAs. If you were to rank some of the top units in the game including EZAs, Gohan is one of the top units in the game because of his EZA. Very good job, because pre-transformation Gohan is strong defensively because he can guard now and still stack infinitely. But once you transform that Gohan, if you manage to pull it off, because it still is not the easiest thing in the world, Gohan becomes a beast. Now, Cell. Cell on the other hand, it's not as shocking as what they did with Gohan, but it is still impressive what they decided to do with him. He, of course, leads Android Stats Cell Soccer Key +4, 180 to all stats. I won't go too much into detail with him because he's not as insanely impressive as Gohan is, but still, nonetheless, gotta give him his props. He raises defense for 1 turn on his super. Definitely one important thing about this Cell needed was defense and to be better offensively, much better offensively. So he now raises defense on his super attack, on his 12 key, and on his 18 key, he still greatly raises the attack for 1 turn, which is very nice, of course. Cell gets attack and defense 120. As long as he has maximum HP, he will get a boost of defense plus 120%. Plus, he gets an additional key +2 and 30% per existing enemy. Pretty good for Super Battle Royale stages once more. And then he gets an additional attack and defense plus 50% when he performs a super attack. So, also very nice. And then he has a 50% chance of launching an additional super. They added some of the things, of course, that AGL Golden Week Cell got. So, this is always nice to see. As for Cell, they actually buffed his evolution. His transformation does not need an active skill or, anything like that. All Cell had to do initially at first was be below 30% or below HP. All he has to do is be 40% or below. A lot of people were hoping it would be like 50%, kind of similar to the 3-year anniversary LRs, but I think a 10% increase is still very nice, all in all. And then post transformation, Cell is looking good, looking solid. He raises his defense on both supers, 12 and 18 key, by 50%, and he also raises his attack by 50% on his 18 key super. And then he also, of course, debuffs enemies massively on the 12 key, their defense, and then their attack and defense greatly on the 18 key super. Cell fully recovers HP as usual. He now is an orb changer post transformation. He was not that at first, which is very good. Randomly changes key spears of a certain type other than int to rainbow key spears, making it easier to get these super attacks off. Key +6 and attack and defense plus 180. He still has a 50% chance of launching an additional super. He reduces damage received by 3% per key spear obtained. He never had that initially. Very nice. Plus an additional attack and defense plus 30% when attacking with 4 or more key spear obtained. This part of Cell is great because it reminds me of the Tech Sit Shenron, but so much better because of what this unit is capable of. He gets additional attack and defense plus 30% with 4 or more key spears. Then he gets an additional attack and defense plus 40% with 6 or more key spears. And then basically, all in all, once you get 8 or more key spears, he's basically getting a total of 30, 70, 120% attack and defense when he's attacking with 8 or more key spears obtained. And then lastly, Cell gets an additional attack plus 100% and a 50% chance to perform a crit when he activates his active skill or when key is 24. The active skill condition is still the same. It's literally the next turn after, and you have to be facing only one enemy, and starting from 3rd turn after evolution. So Very, very simple. The immediate turn after evolution happens once you are past turn 3. And I don't think the effect of it is unchanged. Yeah, it's not unchanged at all. Raises attack temporarily by 50%, ultimate damage, and massively lowers defense. So this cell is much better than where he was, of course, throughout all this time since he's released. So very, very impressive upgrades to these 2 units. Before we end off, I'll just show off their best partners, who you can use them alongside, who really works well with them with their EZAs, and then that will be it for the video. But I am pleased. Obviously nobody wished that it took a little more time than it did to get these 2 units on global EZA, but hopefully, probably with the feedback going on, I don't know if this was always in the cards what they planned, but you know, this is a very dead period of the game, and then of course a lot of people that know about what's going on the 8th anniversary are just waiting for the anniversary. So no matter what happens, no one is summoning, so you guys need something. And at least right now in this point before Saiyan Day, we get this nice EZA to enjoy. The banner for the Goku, if whoever pulls them, kudos to you. I'm sure they'll have tickets more than likely, but whoever has pulled that battle with Goku, very good. He works very great alongside the Gohan. This cell, of course, with the AGL cell right here and the physical EZA LR cell, pretty nice to have. And you probably just want to make sure you're running all those units together and make it work. So always be mindful, cell units have to run together no matter what. And then Gohan, this unit shares 7 links with 4 units, as you can see here. Himself, you have the Namek Goku, you have the Tech Birdku. Here we are, we have 3 Super Saiyan Gokus. As you can see, they share over 5 teams. These 3 units share over 5 teams with this LR Gohan, and all 7 links are shared between them. So 3 very useful units. This Goku has had very much a lot of uses in the last couple of months because of the red zone stages that have been released. It's when you think of like even you know, Cell Max, the first Cell Max event. Goku's had use in the Wicked Bloodline red zone because you face Frieza enemies, where you have top tier tech enemies. You can use this Goku still. And then the best option, probably in my opinion, is still this Goku because he guards. This Goku guards, and of course has revive, and is very impressive defensively. And then this Goku is probably the second. So I would say the top 3 Super Saiyan Gokus you want to use is 1, 2, and 3. But nonetheless, Gohan is still insanely impressive. I love this Golden Week Goku and Gohan still. This unit still to this day. It's almost been a full year since they've been out, but I love this unit. The Goku's very underrated. The Gohan is a bit overrated to a sense, but because he's guarding, he's fantastic. So having this unit rainbowed on global is great because now Gohan is getting his EZA finally on global, and I can finally have this team even better than it was now. So that is it for the video for you guys. Thank you guys for watching as usual. I'm excited that this is coming. I cannot wait. It will be coming next Tuesday, Wednesday. Around that time frame is when it will be arriving to global, so get ready for it. Thank you guys for watching the video as usual. Subscribe if you're new, like the video if you enjoyed it, comment, are you okay now on global now that you know the EZAs are finally coming, and how do you feel about it was only a couple weeks we had to wait. Oh, basically a month. It's been a full month since the EZA came out and they finally announced it's global. So thank you guys again for watching the video, and I will see you guys on the next one.